What's up, guys? We just finished making our doodle jump game, and it was because of that, whatever that player equals 0 is. Anyway, I had this good suggestion from somebody to make Asteroids. Now, the first game that I've ever made, I think I showed you that the first game I made that stayed successful was Ground Defender, which was that tower defense game that really sort of it's not the best game. All right, but like the first game I ever made, it was kind of like Asteroids. What had happened was you were a plane because they give you sprites. This was like back Game Maker 7. I had a plane, you could move it around, and then planes came out and you could like shoot them down, and bosses came. And you had like free movement. And then I made it into a multiplayer game, which you could either shoot your friends or shoot down the other enemies as well. And it was a split screen game. So first what we're going to do is we're going to make the basic game. Then we're going to make Asteroids better by making it multiplayer. Alright? So let's get started then. As we know, the background in Asteroids is black, so when we make our room, let's set the background to black for now so that our sprites show up, because the sprites are usually white, like so. Alright? And we're going to save it. My game 4. Alright, so now we make the player, and it's that green box. Actually, we're not going to make it a green box this time. No, no, no. We're going to make a green circle. Like so. And then what you want to do is take a blue line and put it on this side of the circle going into the center. This will show us where our player is currently, or what the direction that the player spaceship thing is facing. Then we center that. Alright, save. Now, we go back into our sprite. Actually, no. First, you should have already learned basic movement from Pac-Man and stuff. So let's make an object. Player 1. And we give it the sprite spaceship. And now let's give it basic movement. Now I'm trying to remember basic movement. So this involves the jumping, and what did I forget to do? I forgot to check relative. Alright, go to our room, put the person, player thing in, run the game. And there we go. We already have the moving player in the game. Alright, so now there's a problem here though. Our player seems to always be facing the same direction. So how are we supposed to shoot or like turn around to face other directions? This is basically the new part of movement, and it's like used in racing games and stuff. So let me show you how it's done. first of all, the up key, we don't want to just move in the upwards direction. We want to move forward, right? So we're going to delete this, and there is a variable, a automatic variable called speed, right? And we're going to set this to 5. Actually, yeah. So when we press the up, speed is 5, like so. The only problem with this is, once we press up, speed is 5, that's it. We always go straight. Asteroids. I don't know if you can move backwards or you slow yourself down. But so we need to add a value of acceleration. So basically, when we press up, we just don't instantly warp to speed 5. It takes time. So there's this thing in the movement called friction. What friction does is that it prevents you from, like, when you have a relative value, so up, we don't want to just jump to 5 immediately. We're going to go to 5 in increments of 1. Usually when we decrease values, we use step, and then we would say like speed minus equals 0.5. That's basically what friction does. So I'm going to set it to 0.5 right now, no relative. Alright, and now here, what we want is also to limit our speed, because friction won't automatically do that. So we say if speed is larger than 5, speed should be equal to 5. Alright, now down we can do the same thing, so we actually can clear this. We can duplicate for keyboard down, and we say -1, -5, -5. Alright. So now, that's what the up and down does. For some reason, we can move backwards like super fast. That's because friction is a positive value, not a -1, so we might need to switch that. Oh, another thing. So yeah, friction is that. So yes, actually, how about we make it so that you can't go as fast backwards as you go forward, because that's usually how stuff works. So we'll just set it to -1, -1, -0.02. Alright, now we want to be able to go faster than 5, because that's very limiting. There we go. When we go backwards, it's a bit slow, so we can just change that. Oh, you know what would also help? It's probably why I messed up the last time. You want to put smaller than, because you can't, like, larger than -3. It's automatically that. So, yeah. Alright, so now we want to be able to move around, not just in a horizontal plane. So what we do is left and right doesn't move us left and right. Left and right turns us left and right. And there's another set value called direction. So we go direction automatically starts at a 0, and 0 is right, which is why we had that line there on the sprite. So when we turn left, we want to turn counterclockwise. And that is actually positive, because when you go, so when it's pointing up, it's positive 90. So like on a graph and stuff. Alright, so now we're going to change direction by, let's go 3. 5, actually. Alright, and then for right, we do direction -5. So now we can sort of move. And you know what I probably forgot? Because I'm just so out of it today? I forgot to check relative. Remember, check the relative box for left and right direction changing, unless you're making a game otherwise. So there we go. Now I have movement all over the screen. But the problem is we don't know where we're facing because the sprite is always the same. There are two ways to do this. For my Advanced Pro Edition users who bought the thing, this is fairly simple. In the step, you say var image underscore angle equals direction. Like that. Unless I misspelled something. So what this does, it automatically changes it, and now we know where we're facing at all times. If you are using the Lite edition, you will not be able to enjoy this luxury. So I'm going to show you how to do it without the Lite edition. Excuse me. Alright, so first we need to make our ship rotate. Alright, so we go to Edit, Animation. I believe you can do this in the Lite edition. If you can't, then boy, do you have a lot of work ahead of you. So if you can, what you do is you go to Animation, Rotation Sequence. Let's do counterclockwise. And you're going to rotate the full 360 degrees. And now you have to do some math. We rotate in increments of 5. Actually, you could do it, but it's just a waste of space. Let's see. Trying to remember from way back when I made that game, because I didn't have Pro Edition. So do it in the and then you. Alright, so what we do is we do it in increments of 5. So you have to divide 360 by 5. I cannot do mental math. So, alright, so that is 72. So number of frames is 72. And that gives us our lovely rotation sequence. If you can't do this, you have to copy, paste, go to image, rotate, 5, and then you have to keep on doing that. But I believe it should let you do this. Alright, so once you've done that, we didn't even center it. Now we go here. And we go to Step. And this says, alright, now when we step, the sub-image will be direction divided by 5. So when we increase by 5, the sub-image will be 1. Alright, so I believe I did this correctly. And speed 0 because you don't want that changing. So let's try it. Yeah, alright. There we go. I did something right for once. So yeah, there you go. Let's get full screen. So yeah, that is how you move around. And then you can use this information for racing games and stuff like that. Alright, so now let's shoot something. Alright? And again, with the bullets and stuff, you can either do image angle direction, which is easier, or you have to make the full 72 rotations for each direction of the ship, or you can just make it a ball and not have to worry about it at all. I prefer the ball option. And that is sort of like what's in Asteroids anyway. So now we go to Sprite Shot 1, we go to Edit, 8, and it's like a little white box. Center it. Alright, now we turn it into an object. Shot 1, and normally with projectiles outside of room, destroy. Alright, so now with player, we just go to key press space, and we create moving, a shot, relative, speed, let's go with 15, direction, all you have to say is direction. Alright, save. And there you go. So yeah, now we can shoot and stuff. So now let's make our friends, the asteroids. First, let's make our room a little bit bigger. I'm thinking 800 by 800. So it's a nice box. And usually the player starts in the middle. So there we go. Also, you want to limit our player. You want to keep our player inside the screen. I believe in Asteroids, when you move outside the screen, you just warp onto the other end. And I was trying to do this with Pac-Man, and it's going to be easier with here, because instead of using jump, we're actually using speeds. So all you have to do is outside of room, I believe it's outside of room, we warp screen both directions. Alright, so yeah, there you go. The only problem with warping screens is that an asteroid just might come out and kill you. I wonder though, if you put intersect boundary, it would just be like a portal moment. Let's find out. Nope. It doesn't really work like that. Why am I getting that? That doesn't apply to me. High school. Alright. So yeah, let's just keep that there for now. Alright, so now we can shoot and stuff, and since I just have a buttload more of time, I can continue on. So now we have our not-so-good friend, the asteroid. And we'll first start with like a small asteroid. So like 16 by 16 asteroid. And they're just like a compilation of white lines and such. So what I can do is do that. Then I make sort of structure-y thing. Nope, not that tool. I'll just take lines. And then we can check that, and then we can go to images, erase a color, we can erase black, like so, and then we can give it the rotation sequence, except we don't really have to care about more stuff, we just make it, except that looks disgusting since it's not really high graphic. So yeah, that will just fly through. So there's rock 1. Now we have an object. We call it rock 1, and it is a spread of rock 1. So now we need something to create these objects, and now we're not going to do a bouncing across the screen thing. So this will be a rock maker, dream breaker, something, and so forth. Rock maker. So now what we basically do is we go to the step event, and we have different areas we can make a rock. We have the left, right, top, and bottom. And we want to put stuff like that. So I believe the asteroids also warp around the screen. So this should be fine. So we want to find the edges of the screen. So since our room is 800 by 800, that shouldn't be too hard. So now what we do is at a random moment. And actually, let's separate these with comments. For the left side, so we have left side, right side. What is that? Top, bottom. I need to sneeze. Pardon me. Alright. So along the left side, what we do is we create moving an object, a rock 1. At x, it's going to be a random. Let's not put it directly at the top. So the x is constant. We'll put it constantly at 16. The y, however, changes. This will be a I random underscore range for a random integer in the range of 16 to 800 minus 16, and I could put that in, but I want to seem a bit more smarter than that, so I'm just I'm not picking up my iPod Touch to plug into a calculator what 800 minus 16 is, because I know that the answer is 784, of course. And then speed, we can make it like 20. And direction, this will also be random, but if it's on the left side, we just don't want to send it through the wall. Actually, we could. So direction will be I random underscore range from 0 to 359, because 360 is basically 0, and then we're biasing the chances of hitting 0 twice. And we don't want that. Alright, and then we put in the random value. And small rocks, they're not really too important. Ish, 15. We can change it later. And let's put the brackets there, because eventually we're going to make more rocks. Actually, we want to move that here. Like that. Alright, so now we copy this. And left side works well with right side. So we paste. And we do 784 this time. Then we do the top. Excuse me. So now the y is constantly at 16. The x, however, changes. Then we can copy, paste, and move the comment. Alright, so now we must insert our rock maker into the room. Save the game, run the game. They're moving a little bit too fast, maybe. For the shots, at least. Another good point. We also want to limit the number of asteroids on the field. So what we want to do is we want to make a parent object called object rock parent. Right? And we just put that there. Rock 1 is a rock parent. Or its parent is rock 1. And here, basically what we do is we put everything into a box that counts to make sure that the number of rock parents does not exceed 15. Right. Now we want to be able to destroy the rocks. So that's simply done by saying collision with a rock 1 causes the other to die. Looks like a shot's maybe moving too slow as well. Where did all the rocks go? Oh, you know what? What I forgot? How about rock parent? All we have to say, outside of room, warp around the screen, both directions. Okay, this is about to get very chaotic, I think. Oh, yep. Very, very, very chaotic. Ah, I would be dead. And it seems like our rocks are going through, or technically jumping over, our shots, which, remember, is one of the problems sometimes you get. So obviously, this small rock is too small. Right? So what we want to do is make a larger rock. And limit the number of frickin' rocks on the screen to 8. Perhaps. So, let's edit this. We're going to make a new 32 by 32. We're going to go back in so we can see what we're drawing. We can go back to our line tool. That's a rock in Asteroids. Just saying. And you could probably make that spin, but it still might not look too good. Alright, so now, let's try this again. Oh! Of course! Important! The collision mask. We want the full image, because since there's like some transparency parts, we do just do it. Because it works. Because you don't want it just hitting the transparencies. Alright, so yeah. And I think our asteroids are maybe moving a little bit too quickly. Just saying. Why do I sound like I have something going on with my throat thingy? Like it's congested when I don't feel sort of congested-ish. Or is that the word? If that even is a word. Now I'm rambling. For some reason, there we go. And then we just like move around while avoiding the rocks, going pew 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 pew, oh, and like that. Come here. And so yeah, we can't die yet. Ah! I would have been dead. So yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to save your game. Please subscribe. If you already subscribed, thank you very much. Next time, we'll make more rocks and stuff. We will be able to lose and stuff. More stuff, and stuff, and stuff, and stuff, and graphics, and explosions, then on to multiplayer, and stuff. So thank you for watching. I will see you next time.